I feel like I'm very fortunate to be able to travel to a lot of cool places, and so I wanted to walk through some of the awesome stuff that I saw in Westminster Abbey and the Tower of London. Starting off with a banger, you can't go wrong looking at Big Ben. It is beautiful, it is awesome, and I know that it's so iconic and everybody loves it, but I had to mention it. Kicking off with the Tower of London, one of the things I really loved is just being able to see where life actually happened. You can see in this picture that there's this, sort of worn down seat, and it's crazy to envision, going back in time and trying to imagine the people who actually lived here, worked here, were in this actual space. There are a lot of artifacts in the Tower of London. You can see I'm naturally drawn to the pottery. It's fascinating to me that pottery is such an ancient medium that continues to survive and makes it through because of the process of firing. So I'm always naturally gravitating to pieces of pottery that have survived, and I love looking at the ways that people would decorate them, glaze them, really ascribe meaning and value to them. I don't have a deep thought about why this toy night caught my attention, but I just loved it. I thought it was very cute. It is a little bit concerning that it was made of lead, although I'm sure that that was, specific to the time. But I just loved this little guy. There's a lot of weaponry and armor within the Tower of London, and what caught my attention about it is just how intricate and detailed it is. The craftsmanship is off the charts, and I loved looking at all of the very specific details and personalization that whoever the craftspeople, craftsmen, craftswomen were added to this, even though it's not necessary, it's mostly ornamental, but they put a ton of personalization in, and I loved seeing that. Moving on to Westminster Abbey, the first thing that you notice when you walk in is just the absolute beauty of this space. You can see this video I took of kind of rolling backwards. It is so much to take in. It is so immense. It is so pretty. Everywhere you look, there is something phenomenal to look at from an artistic perspective. You can see this is just one of many tombs that I had the opportunity to look at, and just the sculpture, the talent, the creativity. It's mind-blowing to see how much intention people put into all of the things that they use to decorate the space. I'm very drawn to portraiture and faces and sculpting, obviously, and everywhere you look, you can see sort of a different craftsman or artist take on faces and gesture and proportions. I loved all of the stories being told through the sculpture and the art at Westminster Abbey. You can see this mischievous little angel obviously trying to communicate a lot of emotion to us, and I love that the sculpture is able to capture that. On this tomb, you can see the husband and wife communicating their love throughout all eternity, and I really love that sculpture is that kind of medium that can continue to tell stories in a very permanent way. I'm a 3D artist. I can't really draw that well. I can't really paint that well. I don't really work well in 2D, but man, when I saw the stained glass, I was wishing that I could be a 2D artist because it was so beautiful and was so able to communicate depth despite being sort of a 2D medium. Last but not least, as you walk around Westminster Abbey, you are walking around a sort of hallowed ground, and you can see that there are many tombs of people who are incredibly famous and had a really big impact on arts and culture and literature. So I hope you enjoyed that really brief tour. There's so much more to see, so much more that I could cover. The phenomenal places to go visit. If you get the opportunity, I highly suggest it. As a sculptor, you will be a kid in a candy store when you go to these places because there's so much to see and take in.